Today we will focus on how to overcome challenges in Module 1 preparation. We will go through some of the common global sections in Module 1. We will talk about the CPP, the Certificate of Pharmaceutical Product, Free Sale Certificate, Price Certificate, and the product information. And we will cover in product information the SMPC, PIL, artwork, labeling, and the important references to be used to compile and to prepare the product information sections. So let us start with the CPP. The CPP is the abbreviation of Certificate of Pharmaceutical Product. The CPP is issued in the format as recommended by WHO, by the health authority in the country of origin, and the health authority will address the CPP to another country in which we will start the registration process and the exportation process. CPP is a document that is internationally recognized by national drug regulatory authorities for establishing the status of a pharmaceutical product under a national drug product licensing system. So that means once we will ask our health authority in the country of origin to issue the CPP, the health authority will state the status of the product in their authority, whether the product is registered or not, marketed or not, what is the registration date, and its information according to the recorded data at the health authority. In the following slides, we will see the WHO template of the CPP. The CPP includes some important information, like the number of certificate, the exporting certifying country, the health authority which will issue the CPP, and the importing country for which we will address the CPP. And we will mention in the CPP the information of the products related to the composition formula, what is the active ingredient, and the amount of active ingredient per unit dose according to the registered information in the country of origin. And we can attach the SMPC to include additional data for the excipients. In the CPP, it is mentioned whether the product is marketed or not, if the product registered, if the product registered, what is the registration data, like the name of the product license and date of issue, who is the marketing authorization holder, and the status of the license holder, who is the manufacturing company, or is there any additional manufacturing sites or companies responsible for the packaging process, analysis process, batch release process. So all this information will be mentioned in the template of the CPP according to the template of WHO. As well, can attach to the CPP the approved SMPC summary of product characteristics, which is approved in the country of origin and according to the recorded data at the health authority country of origin. As well, we can include in the CPP the information of the applicant, who is the applicant, and as in some cases the applicant is different from the marketing authorization holder. So in this case, we will mention who is the applicant, then the name of the applicant, the address, the state of the applicant, if there is any relation between the applicant and the manufacturing sites. In case the product is not registered in the country of origin, in this case, we have to mention what is the reason behind lacking the marketing authorization in the country of origin. And if there is any additional remarks, we can add it in this point. As well, it is specified in the CPP to mention if the manufacturing site inspected periodically by the country of origin health authority, and whether the manufacturing site applying the GMP regulations, and how many years would the inspection performed by the health authority according to the periodic routine inspection program. whether the GMP of the manufacturing site is valid or it is expired. So in this case, we have to mention all this information in section 3. As well, we have to specify why we are asking for this CPP. It will be for sure for the exporting purpose, but we have to specify if there is any additional information. Then the CPP will be filled and will be confirmed and signed by the health authority of the country of origin. They will specify the address of the health authority, the telephone PAX number, and the name of authorized person who will sign the CPP, and his signature and his date. It's common that the validity of the CPP is 1 year. And as well, it is attached in the template of WHO of the CPP, some explanatory notes to guide us during filling the CPP before it is approved and finally issued by the health authority. We have to take care from these explanatory notes and to read it and to specify the important points according to our relevant drug product database and history. For the CPP template of WHO, the template is available in this link at WHO website. You can refer to this link in order to see the standard template of WHO, which is approved in all global health authorities. And in some cases, if the health authority will modify in the template, we shall focus on some elements as to be sure that these elements are already existed in the template of the CPP. Otherwise, we will ask the health authority to attach additional annex to the CPP to include the composition formula, including the active ingredient and the excipients list with their composition, with their quantities per unit dose, according to the recorded data in the country of origin. As well, we have to specify the registration number and the registration date of the drug product in the country of origin. And if the product is not registered in this case, we have to mention what is the reason behind lacking the registration in this country of origin. As well, we have to specify the marketing status, whether the product has been marketed or till now it hasn't been launched. In the CPP, we have to check that the marketing authorization holder name and address is already mentioned, and the manufacturing site contact information like the name and the address is already mentioned, and to specify if there is any additional batch release site, and to specify the name of these sites and their addresses as well. And the same will be applied for the package site and the applicant. We have to specify their names and their relevant address. As well, we have to include the storage conditions according to the approved information in the country of origin, and to specify the shelf life of the finished product and the pack size and pack type. At these key elements will be revised by the country at which we will export the product. So we will go through the registration process. So the health authority will check these parameters and will confirm them with the applied technical dossier, whether it will be the CTD format or NeeS or eCTD. So we have to check that these elements will be in line with the technical information mentioned in Module 3 and other sections in Module 2 as well. So this second point, we will go through the free sale certificate. The free sale certificate is issued by the competent authority in the country of origin in order to show the evidence that the goods, whether it will be food supplement product, cosmetics, biological or medical devices, and in some cases for pharmaceutical product, to mention the distribution status and to mention if the product is already marketed or not, according to the approved information in the country of origin. In case for the medical devices, the free sale certificate is issued by the competent authority to certify that the medical device has a CE marking. and that the CE marking is according to the Medical Device Directive, which is available for free sale in the European Economic Area. The third point, which we'll go through in this session for the price certificate. Some health authorities asked to include the price certificate information in Module 1. Price certificate information will be issued by Health Authority of Country of Origin in case there is a price system in this health authority. And each health authority will specify the format of requested price certificate to be included in the CTD submission. And according to the regulations of health authority, we will prepare the price certificate in order to show the CIF price. And in case we will show the CIF price, CIF is the abbreviation of cost, insurance, freight. So this price will include the vehicle price, shipping, freight, insurance cost. The second option is to include the FOB price, free on board. In this case, it will include the shipping. It will not include the shipping, freight, and insurance charges. It will include only the vehicle price. And the third option to include C&F price, which is also known as CFR, cost and freight. In this case, the price will include both the cost and shipping freight without insurance cost, and sometimes it is called C&F, as we said. As well, we can include in the price certificate the ex-factory price, which is the cost of the factory, and it means the selling cost of goods from seller's factory. In some cases, the health authorities asked to include the wholesale price, which is the price from the factory to drugstores, and to include the price from the drugstore to pharmacies, and to include the price from pharmacies to public, which is meant the retail price. The common expert prices, which are commonly and globally used, are the CIF and FOB prices. Rarely we use C&F price. The fourth point, which we will go through is the product information. The product information, we will cover in it the SMPC, PIL, artwork, labeling, and references. So the product information globally is composed of 4 important sections or subsections: the summary of product characteristics, labeling, patient information leaflet, and artwork, or it may be named mockups. So we will go through the comparison between the summary of product characteristics and PIL. The product information, including both SMPC and PIL, include information on why and how to use medication, as well as on the characteristics of medication, which is critical to patients and healthcare professionals. So that means the information included in both SMPC and PIL will guide the patient and will guide the healthcare professional how to use the medicine and why to use it. The patient information leaflet is addressed to the patient, and it is included with the drug product which will be sold to the patient, while the SMPC is addressed to the healthcare professional, as it includes more detailed information related to the terms of properties, like the chemical properties and pharmacological properties of the drug product, and the basic information like the contraindications and the drug-drug interactions. So it includes more additional technical information. For the SMPC, we will see what is the SMPC. The SMPC is a legal document approved as part of the marketing authorization of each medicine. So the summary of product characteristics is an important section which shall be submitted to the health authority during the registration process in order to be evaluated and to be approved, to be used, and to be addressed to the healthcare professionals. The SMPC is the basis of information for healthcare professionals on how to use the medicines, and it is updated during the life cycle of the product. So once there is any update in the life cycle, and the information which will be updated is related to the SMPC, we have to submit a variation in order to update our SMPC in the health authority and to have the approved SMPC according to the updated information included in it. So let's see what is the information which we can find in the SMPC. In the SMPC, we can find the trade name of the medicinal product and the qualitative and the quantitative composition, which includes the active ingredient information, the quantity per unit dose, and the list of excipients and their quantity, and what is the pharmaceutical form, what is the dosage form of this product, and what is the indications under the clinical particulars. We have to specify the therapeutic indications and pathology and method of administration. We have to specify how we will use these products and the method of administration, and when shall I take the medicine, and what are the contraindications, and if there is any warnings and precautions for use, we have to specify it, and the interaction with other medicinal products and other forms of interaction. And we have to specify all the information related to fertility, pregnancy, and lactation, effects on ability to drive and use machines, undesirable effects, and we have to specify how to report the suspected adverse reactions and the overdose. All these information is according to the common template of the SMPC. As well, we have to specify under the pharmacological properties, we have to specify the pharmacodynamic properties, pharmacokinetics properties, preclinical safety data, pharmaceutical particulars like the list of excipients. We have to specify all the common or all the used raw materials and excipients specifically in this section. And we have to specify the incompatibility information and the shelf life of our drug product, and if there is any special precautions for storage, and what is the nature and contents of the container, and the special precautions for disposal. And we have to specify who will be the marketing authorization holder, and if there is and if my product is registered, we have to specify the marketing authorization number and the date of first authorization or renewal of the authorization and date of revision of this SMPC. As we said in the previous slides, we have to update this MPC during the life cycle of drug product. So for the SMPC, we have talked about it. So let's talk about the PIL. The PIL, the definition of the PIL, in every medicine pack, we shall include PIL. The information, patient information leaflet, will provide information on using the medicine safely. And the information which will be mentioned in this PIL, it is based on the SMPC. According to the available information in the SMPC related to the properties and the conditions on how to use it. The PIL is addressed and delivered to patients. And as we said, it shall be included within the medicinal product itself in the unit pack. The PIL includes a set of information which will be directed to the patient and specify the information to the safety. So according to the common template of leaflets, we have to specify some questions with an easy language and to address it to the patient. What the drug is and what it is used for and what you need to know before you take the drug. We will mention the trade name or to mention the generic name of the product itself. The third question will be how to take or how to use the medicine. The fourth will be possible side effects. The fifth section will be how to store the drug product. And the last section will be contents of the pack and other information. We have to specify what is included in the pack of the medicine and what is the information related to the marketing authorization holder and the manufacturing site. In the template of PIL, in the first, we have to specify that this package leaflet information for the patient or for the users. And we have to specify the invented name, trade name, and the strength of the pharmaceutical form, and the active ingredient substance name. In case we will launch our product under the emergency use authorization. In this case, we have to mention a certain paragraph, and we have to use this template with this warning that this medicine is subject to additional monitoring This will allow quick identification of new safety information. You can help by reporting any side effects you may get. See the end of section 4 for how to report side effects for medicinal products subject to additional monitoring only. So in this case, for the new invented products or the products which are still under clinical trials and their clinical phases haven't been completed yet. So we have to mention this paragraph. In the beginning of the PIL, we have to mention a standard and common text. This text will be addressed to the patient. We will inform him that he has to read all these leaflet carefully before he starts using this medicine, because it contains important information for you. Keep this leaflet, you may need to read it again. If you have any further question, ask your doctor or pharmacist or nurse. This medicine has been prescribed for you only. Don't pass it on to others. It may harm them even if their signs of illness are the same as yours. If you get any side effects, talk to your doctor or pharmacist or nurse. This includes any possible side effects not listed in this leaflet, see section 4. These texts which are existed in this slide, we can mention it like this template, or we have to use another template with another simple modifications. But we have to mention these data in the beginning of the leaflet. Then we have to mention the 6 questions which we already mentioned in the previous slides. After that, we have the medical affairs. I mean, the medical affairs have to use short familiar words and short sentences, as the patient information leaflet will be addressed to patients. So it will be addressed to any person which maybe has no scientific background. So we need him or her, once they will read the patient information leaflet, they can understand the information without any obstacles. So we have to use short headings that stand out from the text. We have to use bullet points in order to keep the format easily to be read by the patient and to be organized by these bullets. We have to use in the conversation note of voice, like to use the word you. We have to address the patient information leaflet, the PIL for the patient. So try to use the word you in the conversational tone. And we have to use the active voice, like take this medicine. You have to advise him what to do and what not to do. And to use in the format the unjustified text, and to use the bold and lowercase text. It isn't recommended to use capitals or italic, as it will be hard to read. It isn't recommended to use pictures or graphics in the PIL. The third point we will go for under product information is the artwork. The artwork is the mockups. It is a flat artwork design in full color, including cuttings and folding, with a full-size replica of both outer and immediate packaging, so that the two-dimensional presentation of label text is clear. So that's mean under the section artwork or mockups, we have to include the design of the outer carton books, the design of the label, the design of the blisters, aluminum blisters, the design of the aluminum tube. So we have to include the design and the text which will be included in the design. We can include one or more mockups of outer packaging, of immediate packaging of the product are submitted within the dossier according to our product. If our product is a vial, and we will include it is a powder placed in a vial, and we will include a diluent. So that means we have to submit several artwork mockups for the vial of the drug product itself, and for the diluent, and for the outer carton books. So we have to take care what will be the final pack type and pack size, and then to include all the artwork related to the primary and secondary packaging materials. In this slide, we will see the product flow. The product is manufactured by the manufacturing site, and the manufacturing site will specify a unique serialization. These serialization numbers will be uploaded in the medicine verification system of the health authority. Then the manufacturing site will distribute the product to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler will distribute the product to the pharmacist, and then the patients can take the products or the medicines from the pharmacist. So during this flow process, we have to maintain and to ensure that the product will be delivered to the patient without any counterfeit. So the serialization, we have to take care of it once any health authority will ask to include the serialization in our medicine products. At the serialization importance, it is a legal compliance. It will be requested by the health authority. It gives complete visibility of transactions, and it will defend market position. It will eliminate counterfeit pharmaceuticals and provide actionable insights. As well, it will improve public health by slowly eliminating harmful counterfeit. And it will improve safety and reliability of supply chain, and the brand and consumer protection will be satisfied by the serialization. For the serialization, we have several requested data metrics according to the regulation. At first, we can use the linear barcode example, and if the health authority will restrict the conditions of serialization, they will ask for 2D data matrix barcode example. But nowadays, most of the health authority ask for GS1 data matrix example, in which we have to mention the GTIN, and we have to mention the serial number, and we have to mention the expiry information and the batch number or the lot number. As with the serialization, we can track and trace our medicinal product. And as we said, we will protect our product from the counterfeit. We have several examples for the serialization, whether to code our unit pack, which will be named batch coding, or to serialize each single pack. Each single pack will have a random serial number, unique identifier, or to serialize the aggregation, like the 5 carton boxes, or a carton box, a big carton box, which is a territory pack size, or carton pack, including several unit pack. Or for the exportation purpose, we will use pallets for transportation use. So we have to maintain the level of aggregation during the distribution chain in order to confirm that the serialization will be maintained during the life cycle of the product till it reaches the patient. GS1 company is a global organization which is responsible for the security and tracking and traceability and preventing falsification of our medicinal products. Most of companies used GS1 company in order to provide them with the unique numbers for the serialization. For the counterfeit and more restricted conditions which we used in the labeling, the tamper event, to protect the product by using seal. It is necessary for the European regulations in order to ensure safety. The last point will be the labeling. The labeling we will mention in this section the text which will be available in the outer packaging material and the immediate packaging material of the medicine. If you would like to read more information about the template of the SMPC and labeling and PIL, you can check the EMA website for the quality review of documents QRD template. As well, for the medical affairs, they have to use WHO online dictionary in order to provide the appropriate scientific terminologies in the patient information leaflet and in the SMPC as well. When we prepare the PIL and SMPC, we can use the EMC website, Electronic Medicines Compendium, in order to get the appropriate information to compile and to prepare PIL and SMPC. And as well, we can refer to the labeling data of the FDA approved drugs. The last point with the references of labeling, you can read the labeling guidelines of FDA and Saudi FDA and EMA guidelines related to the traceability and related to readability test and track and trace and serialization in order to get more information related to the labeling information. Thank you for attending the session, hoping the information is valuable for you, and for sure we will be in contact again. Thank you. Bye-bye.